Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Padreshu Nityam Bhagavatasya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhagavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10 we were doing, I think text 37 we have to start. No, text 37.
chapter 11 we have to start, if I'm not wrong.
और 10th खत्म हो गया था?
हाँ जी
ओह
हो गया था।
तो somehow मेरा bookmark उधर ही है.
कोई बात नहीं, मेरे पास है
Okay.
लगा हुआ.
Okay, chapter 11, the universal form. Text 1. Arjun Uvacha Madanugrihay Parmam Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam Yatvayoktam Vachastena Moho Ayam Vigato Mama. Arjun said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So, illusion about Krishna, about himself, about what Krishna wants him to do. So this is the illusion. This is we all are in this illusory state that who am I and what I'm supposed to do, what is my duty. But Arjun says, by your instructions, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me, my illusion is all dissipated now. This chapter reveals Krishna as a cause of all causes. He is even the cause of the Mahavishnu, from whom the material universes emanate. Krishna is not an incarnation. He is a source of all incarnations. That has been completely explained in the last chapters. So, last chapter he did say everything comes from me. Mata paratram na. Everything comes from me, not Mata paratram nanya. But commentators, different commentators or different acharyas, obviously they have their own ideas. I would say acharyas also, because although they are self-realized souls, but if we go to Sri Sampradaya, they would still say Vishnu is the supreme, Narayana is supreme. But here Krishna is clearly saying that he is the supreme. Aham sarvasya prabhava. Yeah, that's the words I was thinking of. Everything comes from me. But anyway, even if they believe in Narayan form or Vishnu Tattva, that is okay, that is still Vaishnava. But others, scientists will say, no, everything comes from nature, but nature is energy. Energy cannot produce anything on its own. And those who are atheists or agnostics, they have their own thinking. But Krishna, he has completely, clearly explained, he is a source of all incarnations. Everything comes from him. And this is how we should understand him. So further in this chapter, he will show his opulences. Now, as far as Arjun is considered, he says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjun no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as a source of everything. Arjun is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna. But now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as a source of everything, others may not. So in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. Actually, when one sees a universal form of Krishna, one becomes frightened, like Arjuna. But Krishna is so kind that after showing it, he converts himself again into his original form. So Arjun will also get frightened. Arjun agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjun acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as a super soul. So Arjun is convinced, and Arjun was convinced when he said in 10th chapter also, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, that you are the Supreme Lord. It's the whole thing is about us. Are we convinced? Are we convinced who Krishna is? Are we convinced who we are? And what is our relationship? And are we convinced to work in the way Krishna wants us to do? To live our life the way Krishna wants us to do? Are we convinced? And actually, in 18th chapter, Krishna says, final instruction, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Praja. Or before that, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto. But Krishna did not show how to become his devotee, how to surrender unto him, how to follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. So that is also one of the external reasons, not internal. Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to show how to become a devotee, what a devotee does, how to live our life as a devotion, as a devotee of Krishna. So that is the reason. And every millennium, Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma, 7th Manus, end of 28th Dwapara Yuga. So does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also comes one in the day of Brahma, the Kali Yuga following that Dwapara Yuga. So every day, he comes only once in a day of Brahma. To show us how to become a devotee. But further speaking about Krishna and Arjuna. So Arjuna is saying, Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tatta kamal patraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna as lotus-eyed. Krishna's eyes appear just like the petals of a lotus flower. Out of his joy, for Krishna has assured him in a previous chapter, Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayastata. I am the source of the appearance and disappearance of this entire material manifestation. Arjuna has heard of this from the Lord in detail. Arjuna further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. As the Lord has said in the 9th chapter, he is all pervading, yet he is not personally present everywhere. He is all pervading, but not personally present everywhere. Personally, as Shyam Sundar Krishna, he is not everywhere. His energy is everywhere. Paramatma feature, he is everywhere. But he's personally not everywhere. He can be if he wants to. Nobody can stop him. But not for the management or running of the operations of the universe. He's not. He doesn't need to be there. He's always with his devotees. In Bhagavatam only it is said, wherever their devotees are chanting my holy name, talking about me, I'm there. But obviously, we are not purified enough to see him, but he's there. That is the inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. Evam etadyatatha tavam atmanam parmeshwaram drishtum ichchami te rupam aishwaram purushottamam. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. So although Krishna is not personally there, but he still has entered in every part of this cosmic manifestation. And this is what Arjuna wants to see. Although, as Prabhupada mentioned also, Arjuna doesn't want to see it for himself. It is for our benefit, our conviction that we should understand Krishna is everywhere. The Lord said that because he entered into the material universe by his personal representation, the cosmic manifestation has been made possible and is going on. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he is inspired by the statements of Krishna, but in order to convince others in the future who may think that Krishna is an ordinary person, Arjuna desires to see him actually in his universal form, to see how he is acting from within the universe, although he is apart from it. So another reason we can think of, that Arjuna knew in future many cheaters will be there claiming that he is God, that she is God, or whatever. So we should ask them, okay, if you are God, show me your universal form, like Krishna showed it to Arjuna. So nobody can show that. That means they are not God. Arjuna's addressing the Lord as Purushottam is also significant, since the Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is present within Arjuna himself. Therefore, he knows the desire of Arjuna, and he can understand that Arjuna has no special desire to see him in his universal form. For Arjuna is completely satisfied to see him in his personal form of Krishna. But the Lord can understand also that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to convince others. Arjuna did not have any personal desire for confirmation. Krishna also understands that Arjuna wants to see the universal form to see a criterion. For in the future, there would be so many impostors who would pose themselves as incarnations of God. The people therefore should be careful. One who claims to be Krishna or God should be prepared to show his universal form to confirm his claim to the people. So simple test is there. And that's also the test for Mayavadis, those who claim that we all are God. Well, where is your universal form? If that's one of the criterions, if you think of. Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drishtumiti prabhu yogeshwar tato me tvam darshayatman avyayam. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. It is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, or perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. So one can see the Lord by revelation. When he wants to reveal himself to us, then we will be able to see. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Therefore, it is not possible to see or to understand the Supreme Lord. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on his speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's inestimable position. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity, it is not possible to understand the unlimited infinite. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwar is also very significant. because the Lord has inconceivable power. If he likes, he can reveal himself by his grace, although he is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. He's not giving him orders that you show me. No, if you find me suitable, capable enough, please show. Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons to depend on the strength of their mental speculations to see Krishna or to understand Krishna. People, those who are just studying the scriptures, they say, oh, I know Krishna. Even Arjuna standing right in front of Krishna. He's saying, my illusion is gone, but still he's saying, if you have mercy on me, please show me your universal. He's not even, even Arjuna is not saying that he knows Krishna completely. That's a difference, huge difference between devotees and any other person. We understand, we have limited capability. We are very, very small, very tiny. How can we understand God completely? No way. So as much as he wants to reveal himself to us, about himself also, whatever he wants to reveal, that's the only extent we can know. That's all. Nothing more. And in fact, Arjuna here, he is listening to Krishna's words as Bhagavad Gita. And here he says that I have understood everything, my illusion is gone. But after the war was over, they were in Hastinapur. Arjuna again asked Krishna, please give me those instructions again, because of the war I forgot everything. And obviously at that time he wanted all the brothers and Draupadi also to listen to Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna again, Krishna again speaks to her, and now all the brothers, the Bhagavad Gita. So again, we are also going to forget. we won't remember everything. But Mahaprabhu has made it very, very simple for us. Very simple. And through his disciples, Rupa Goswami, when he says, just remember the two basic or most important things about all the scriptures, only two most important things. Just remember that and your life is perfect. So what are those two things? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's it. You can forget all the instructions or many instructions, whatever we study, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we completed Chaitanya Charitamrita. Only thing, just remember Krishna, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's it. Whether we remember him in a loving way or as God, or as master, whichever way, all we have to do, always remember Krishna. All the scriptures are very, very important because it gives us an alignment, proper alignment, how to think of Krishna, how to be grateful to Krishna, how to serve him. Everything is great. But the basic is always remember Krishna, never forget. So as Prabhupada said, Krishna is not obliged to reveal himself. Even to his devotees, not obliged. But he does so because of his mercy, because of his love for his devotees. But others, he doesn't have to reveal himself. Why? Even to demigods, he doesn't reveal himself. Although they are his devotees. Because in this chapter only it will come that Krishna said, this form nobody has ever seen before. The universal form that he is about to show. So he is supremely independent. That's also one of his qualities. So means he doesn't come under the control of anybody, except his devotees, but to whatever extent he wants them to control him. So many times, just like Prabhupada explained, once there was an atheist in London, and there was this, what is that square, Trafalgar Square, where anybody can go and they just speak whatever they want to, and that's it. So once this atheist went there, and he was on a podium and he's saying, if there is God, why doesn't he strike me dead right now? Otherwise, I'll not believe in God. So obviously he kept screaming for some time, and God did not send lightning, thunderbolts at him to kill him. But the question is, why? I mean, Krishna doesn't have to prove himself to some atheist like that. Why he has to? So obviously, after some time he died, that atheist, everybody who takes birth has to die. So, but that doesn't mean God does not exist. There is no God. People do ask these questions. God doesn't have to show himself to all these crazy people whenever they want. God will show whenever he wants to. And he showed that person as in the form of death. Like Krishna said in previous chapter, Mrityu sarvatasyaham. At the time of death, I take away everything. Kalu asmi, I'm Kal. I'm death, I'm time. So those who are intelligent, they can see. Those who are not, even if God is standing right in front of them, they won't be able to see or understand it. So the thing is, we cannot force Krishna to do what we want him to do. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shat Sho Ath Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of divine and multicolored forms. Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which although a transcendental form is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation and is therefore subject to the temporary time, this material nature. So although it is transcendental, but it is temporary. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly, this universal form of Krishna is manifested and non-manifested. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms. As far as a devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form, but because Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in this way, Krishna reveals this form. This universal form is not possible to be seen by any ordinary man. Krishna must give one the power to see it. See, Prabhupada clarifies so many things. It is a temporary form in the material universe, although everything related to Krishna is transcendental, but this form that he showed is a temporary form. And it's also only in the material world. It's not in the spiritual world, it's like that. In fact, another aspect of Krishna, Paramatma feature, that's also only in the material world. In spiritual world, there is no Paramatma. So it's all very, very mystic about Krishna. Pashyadityan anvasun rudran ashvinyo marutas bahuni drishta purvani pasyacharyani bharata. O best of the Bharats, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. So even though Arjuna was a personal friend of Krishna and the most advanced of learned men, it was still not possible for him to know everything about Krishna. Here it is stated that humans have neither heard nor known of all these forms and manifestations. Now Krishna reveals these wonderful forms, which no one has ever. This is a very, very wonderful form actually. Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumar, and all other demigods, they're there. Ihe kastam jagat krishnam pashyadya sacharacharam mam dehe gudakesha yacha anyad drishtam ichhasi. O Arjun, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientist cannot see what is going on in other parts of the universe. But a devotee like Arjuna can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Krishna gives him the power to see anything he wants to see, past, present, and future. Thus, by the mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see everything. Even with the most sophisticated TV in modern world, we cannot see everything that is happening in every part of the universe. And forget about, even if we see that on the screen, we cannot see past, present, and future, all three at the same time. See, but Krishna showed that to Arjuna. Natu mam shakyase drashtum aneneva svachakshusham divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam eshwaram. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold by my mystic opulence. So Krishna gave him divine eyes, just like Krishna gave divine eyes to Sanjay. Or not Krishna, Vedvyasi gave. And that was also already limited because he could only see what was happening in the battlefield and relate to Dhritarashtra, and after the battlefield, that power was to be taken away. After the battle, the power was taken away. But here, Arjuna could see everything in the universe. In the universe, not only in Hastinapur or in Bharatvarsh, all over the universe. A pure devotee does not like to see Krishna in any form except his form with two hands. A devotee must see his universal form by his grace, not with the mind, but with spiritual eyes. To see the universal form of Krishna, Arjuna is told not to change his mind, but his vision. The universal form of Krishna is not very important. That will be clear in subsequent verses. Yet because Arjuna wanted to see it, the Lord gives him the particular vision required to see that universal form. Devotees who are correctly situated in a transcendental relationship with Krishna are attracted by loving features, not by a godless display of opulences. The playmates of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, and the parents of Krishna never want Krishna to show his opulences. They are so immersed in pure love that they do not even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the boys who play with Krishna are all highly pious souls, and after many, many births, they are able to play with Krishna. Such boys do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They take him as a personal friend. So these boys, cowherd boys, they're on such a pedestal, such a level. In fact, they don't want to even think that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Okay, Krishna is our friend, that's all. And we're going to play with him. Therefore, Shukdev Goswami recites this verse. Here is a Supreme Person who is considered the impersonal Brahman by great sages, the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotees, and a product of material nature by ordinary men. Now, these boys who have performed many, many pious activities in the past lives are playing with that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how great this sakhas are. The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishwarup, the universal form. But Arjuna wanted to see it, to substantiate Krishna's statements, so that in the future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as a supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. Arjuna must confirm this because Arjuna is the beginning of the Parampara system. Those who are actually interested in understanding the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, and who follow in the footsteps of Arjuna, who should understand that Krishna not only theoretically presented himself as a Supreme, but actually revealed himself as the Supreme. Not only theoretically, but revealed also. The Lord gave Arjuna the necessary power to see his universal form because he knew that Arjuna did not particularly want to see it, as we have already explained. So Krishna gave him the divine eyes. In fact, although Prabhupada said devotee is not interested in seeing it, but sometimes just to understand to a certain extent Krishna's opulences, devotees can request. And actually this is what happened in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. In Navadvip, when Mahaprabhu was there performing Sankirtan pastimes, so Advaita Acharya was there, Nityananda Prabhu was there. So not far from, well, now whenever we go to Mayapur, not far from Mahaprabhu's house, there is Advaita Acharya's house. And in between, first comes Srivasangam, where every night the Kirtan would go on, and then is Advaita Acharya's house. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there at Advaita Acharya's house, and Advaita Acharya had this desire. He said, I want to see that form that you showed to Arjuna. And Mahaprabhu said, why you want, Acharya, why you want to see all this? No, I have a great desire. I want to see that. So it's a small house, it's not a big house. So in that house, Mahaprabhu, in one of the rooms, Mahaprabhu showed the universal form to Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya was completely spellbound by what he's seeing, how amazing it is. I mean, hands everywhere, and there's the lights are there, and all the demigods, everything universal. And it so happened that at that very time, Nityananda Prabhu was passing by on the road in front of Advaita Acharya's house. And when he was passing, he said, something extraordinary is going on in his house right now. What is happening? So he came inside and he knocked on the door. So of the room where Mahaprabhu was. Now Mahaprabhu knows it's Nityananda Prabhu outside. So it is mentioned that with one of his infinite hands, Mahaprabhu opened the door and let Nityanand Prabhu come. Nityanand Prabhu came in and he saw that form and he was completely spellbound. What is this? I've never seen this before. So then Mahaprabhu came back to his original form. So the devotees, or like Advaita Acharya, he didn't want to see to be convinced or to convince others. He just wanted to see. He was just curious what that form looked like. Of course, there is no devotional reciprocation with that form. But he just had the curiosity to see that form. And that form, the Lord also revealed this form in Srimad Bhagavatam also. This mention is there of universal form. But the way he showed it to Arjuna, and also remember, Krishna gave Arjuna the divine eyes, but there are so many crores and crores of warriors on the battlefield. They could not see it. Only Arjuna could see it. So that also proves, first of all, the special status of Arjuna, not an ordinary person and not an ordinary warrior either. Many times we read about, because obviously everybody is going to speak based on their consciousness. They say, oh, Karna was much better than Arjuna. Arjuna was favored by Krishna, that's why he won. Well, first of all, why was Arjuna favored by Krishna? Not out of chance. He is his devotee, he is a great devotee. And Arjuna always followed the path of dharma throughout his life. And that is why Krishna was with him. Karna did not follow the path of dharma, not the ultimate dharma. Whatever dharma he thought was right, he followed that. So even though he might be, I'm not commenting and I'm not speculating, whatever. It might be technically better than Arjuna in the battlefield or in the art of shooting arrows. Might be, maybe not. Because Arjuna had also defeated him in the battle of Virat. But even if we think he was better technically, but Arjuna was definitely a better person. And he was a devotee of Krishna. That is the criteria, whether somebody is good, whether somebody is good or bad. So yes, everybody is going to think their own way and then they comment and write whatever they think. But nobody comes close to Arjuna, that is for sure. Because he is a devotee of Krishna. Yeah, I guess we can stop here because now Krishna will start showing his universal form. We'll take it up next Sunday. Any questions or comments? Okay, you all have safe and wonderful. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.